Hello everyone. So I'm finally getting to sit down and make this video. This is a video that I'm excited to make because it took me a while to sit down and do it, but I think it's important for people who have really not had that experience with cruising and want to be able to kind of know what my experience as a first-time cruiser was like, and so I'm going to try to share that with you guys today. So we sailed on the Carnival Pride at the end of May of 2018, and overall we had a really good time. There was not too many things that I can really complain about, but there are a few things I kind of want to go through regarding the Pride and our experience. So first of all, the ship is definitely a little bit older. It does not have all of the updates of some of the newer ships, but it was definitely still nice. There was just places where you could notice its wear, and like some of those were kind of, there was rust in some places. Some stuff kind of needed repainted a little. A few things were kind of out of date, but other than that, it was still a really nice ship, and it's not a deal breaker for me. I would definitely sail on her again. And I think the nice thing about it being so small is that it's very intimate. A lot of the spaces are close together. You don't feel like you're running laps to try to get to specific places, so I liked that about it. The next thing I want to talk about is the food. So in terms of the food, overall it was really good. I can't complain too much. But there was definitely some things that I think they could have done better. I have a tree nut allergy, and so for me, it was very important that the food that I ate was cooked in a safe way and prepped in a safe way. They were really good about doing that. All I had to do was order my food the night before, and the first day that we got on, I went to the maitre d' and talked to them. They marked my file, I guess, saying that I had an allergy and had me pick my meal for that night, and then consecutively every night after that I would just pick my meal with my waiter for the night before, and I really never had any issues with that. One night it took a little bit longer for me to get my fried chicken, but other than that I didn't have an issue in the regular dining room. We did your time dining, and I really loved that flexibility of being able to kind of go where we wanted to go and do what we wanted to do and eat when we wanted to eat, so that was really nice. Overall, chef's table is something that we did, and it was a really great experience. Going to see the galley was really cool. I'm just not sure if it's something I would do again, at least maybe until the menu changed. The experience I really enjoyed was getting to meet other people. It's definitely a culinary experience, and I did like everything I tried. There was some stuff that I had never tried before because I was scared to, that I tried while on the ship. So I thought that was cool. And it's a really awesome space that they set up the chef's table, and they do it in the Beauties nightclub. So it was fun, and I really enjoyed it. And like I said, if they were to change the menu, I would do it again. In terms of the steakhouse, we did that our last night, and I really did like the steakhouse. I think it's really well done how they do it. My only complaint for the Pride is that it felt a little bit rushed. I'm somebody that if I'm kind of paying for that upcharge, I want the time in between my courses, and I didn't necessarily see that with the Pride. They kind of took our plates, and then immediately we had our entree served. I guess a little bit about kind of my dietary restrictions. I also had a vertical gastric sleeve done, so I eat a little bit differently than some people. So I kind of like to have that time in between meals to be able to digest a little bit, and so I didn't have that opportunity, so I feel like I didn't get to enjoy it as much. But they satisfied the windows right at sunset, and it was beautiful, so that was a really nice way to end our night. The next thing I kind of want to talk about is the Cheers program. We did Cheers and we loved it. It's definitely something that if you drink, and you will drink those 15 drinks throughout the day, then it's definitely worth it. If you don't know what the Cheers program is, I suggest kind of reading about it. Look on Carnival's website. There's also some posts on like Cruise Critic and stuff, and I think those are really useful to kind of help you determine if it's worth it. For us, it definitely is. I don't know if it's something I'll do on every cruise. I might consider just getting bubbles and then kind of getting drinks as I go, especially with us kind of getting a little bit older, getting out of that party scene. It was great. for when we did it, but I'm not sure if I would do it every cruise. The only thing that I kind of had a problem with was I kind of felt like I needed to tip every other drink because we were spending a lot of time in the casino bar just because it was a nice kind of place to hang out. And we got to know that bartender, so I felt like I needed to tip him every other drink, at least $1. So that can definitely add up over 7 days. So you have to kind of be careful if you're going to do that. It's definitely not something you have to do, but I just kind of felt like they were making our drinks the way that we wanted to, and they would kind of remember our drinks. So I thought that was a nice way to kind of pay that forward and be kind to them. So that's really all I have to say about Cheers. For excursions, which is the next thing I want to talk about, I definitely don't think you have to do excursions to have a good time. I think all of the spaces have enough near the port or a little bit farther away from the port that you can do. I loved the dolphin excursion in Freeport. It was probably the best thing I've ever done. We got to swim with them, and that was honestly amazing. I would do it again and again, and it was worth every penny. I think it was $248 for one person. But even though it rained, I still had an amazing time, and I would highly suggest doing that. In Grand Turk, we did the horseback riding, and I really don't know if I would do it again. It was really nice, but I think, or not, I'm sorry, not Grand Turk. We did that in Half Moon Cay. So in Half Moon Cay, we did the horseback riding, and honestly, Half Moon Cay is so beautiful that I think you don't need to do the excursion if you don't want to or if you've done it already. There's enough to just be able to kind of enjoy that beach. If we were to do something, I think maybe we would do a cabana just to be able to kind of enjoy the beach more and have a nice kind of spot to lay. But other than that, I liked all the ports. I think I probably had the best time in Grand Turk just doing Margaritaville. But Half Moon Cay is very nice. It's beautiful. Freeport, definitely, if you're not going to do an excursion, I don't suggest getting off the boat. It's really industrialized, and it kind of still needs built up from the hurricanes, so I would just maybe do a spa day that day or just kind of hang out at the pools. So that's kind of my thoughts on the excursions. In terms of kind of nightlife, other activities, the shows, we didn't attend too many. We did comedy more than anything else, and I definitely liked the comedians. The problem is the lounge, the comedy lounge on the Pride is small. And if you do not get there, honestly, 20 minutes early, you're not going to get a seat. So that was kind of the only thing that we found a little bit more difficult in terms of that. So definitely, if you're going to go see the comedy shows, get there early if you want a seat. Like I said, we only saw one show, and it was good, and I liked it. I'm not sure if I would go see every show. The Pride's theater is small, so it doesn't have all of the upgrades of some of the bigger ships. So it kind of really depends on how good your playlist cast production is. And ours wasn't bad, but like I said, it just wasn't what I was hoping for. In terms of other activities, we really kind of only did the beer pong tournament in Red Frog Pub, which was fun. My fiance ended up winning, so that was really cool. And the other thing we did was the Quest game night, which was very fun. It's definitely something that if you are not a more relaxed kind of fun personality, you're not gonna enjoy it. It's kind of a lot of like racy things, and it's definitely not something for people who are not willing to kind of go outside of their normal comfort zone. But overall, that was, honestly, we had such a good time doing that, so that was really fun. The other area I really wanted to talk about is Serenity. So the Serenity deck is really hard to get a seat on. I was getting up at 6:30 every day and kind of getting out there by 6:45 to reserve the little clamshell beds so that I would have one for me and my fiance. And honestly, if you weren't getting out there by 7:30, you were not going to get a chair. People were out there and they were saving. And that was kind of why I felt like I had to get up when I did. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It was a nice time for me. I was kind of able to just read my book and relax, take that time for myself. So I did enjoy that. I definitely think, though, it's something you kind of need to consider. If you want that spot on Serenity, you're going to have to get up early to get it. So that's kind of how I felt about that. It's great that they monitor. They do monitor, so they will take the towels that people leave if they're not there within 40 minutes, and I liked that. but people were kind of smart about it. There was one couple in particular that just continuously would leave and then come back right before that 40-minute mark so they wouldn't take their stuff, and it was definitely kind of annoying because they were taking up like 4 chairs, and there was only 2 of them. So, I mean, you're going to have that. There's nothing that you're going to do. Carnival's trying, so you can't really complain too much. But, I mean, overall, with the ship, the amount of fun we had was really great. We met some amazing people, and I think that's really what cruising is about. Kind of getting to meet people that you wouldn't normally meet, having that kind of fun time. So I would definitely recommend the Pride. I'm very excited to kind of try some other classes of ship. So we'll kind of see where that takes us, but thank you for kind of sticking around and listening to me go on about the Pride. If you kind of ever have any questions about it, like, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll definitely be sure to try to answer those for you. So happy cruising!